Have you ever felt that your beginnings were too small, too difficult, or too painful to ever lead to something great? Have you ever looked at your life and thought, maybe I am not meant for success, maybe I am too far behind? If you have ever felt this way, then Oprah Winfrey's story is exactly what you need to hear today, because her life shows us something powerful. It does not matter where you start, it matters where you decide to go. Welcome, my friend, to the Gentle English Podcast. Today, we are going to learn English through the life story of one of the most influential women in the world, Oprah Winfrey. This is not only the story of television, fame, or wealth. This is the story of a little girl who grew up in poverty, faced pain and rejection, but chose courage, education, and persistence. By the end of this story, you will not only have practiced English, but you will also feel inspired to take action in your own life. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born on January 29, 1954, in a small town in Mississippi in the United States. Her early life was far from easy. She was born to a teenage single mother, and her family lived in deep poverty. Her grandmother raised her during her earliest years in a small farmhouse where they had very little. Oprah often wore dresses made out of potato sacks because they could not afford proper clothes. Imagine being a child and going to school wearing clothes made from potato sacks. Most children would laugh at you, and they did. Oprah was teased and made fun of. But even as a child, she showed something remarkable. She loved to talk, she loved to read, and she had a strong voice that people could not ignore. By the time she was 3 years old, Oprah was already reciting Bible verses in her church. People noticed her natural gift for speaking. It was as if words came alive when she spoke them. Even in the middle of poverty, even when life seemed unfair, there was a light inside her that refused to be hidden. But life tested her again and again. When Oprah was 6 years old, she moved to Milwaukee to live with her mother. Those years were very painful. Her mother was often busy with work and struggled to raise her children. Oprah felt alone, abandoned, and vulnerable. Even worse, during her childhood, she suffered abuse from people she trusted. By the age of 14, she had gone through experiences that could have broken her forever. She even became pregnant as a teenager, but sadly, her baby died shortly after birth. At that point, many would have given up. Many would have accepted a life of despair. But Oprah's story was just beginning. Her father, Vernon Winfrey, a strict but caring man, decided to take her in, and this was a turning point. Vernon believed in discipline, education, and hard work. He made sure Oprah read books, studied, and spoke properly. He gave her structure, something she had never really known before. With this new guidance, Oprah began to shine. In high school, she discovered speech and drama. She joined competitions, gave speeches, and even won awards for public speaking. People noticed her confidence, her ability to connect with an audience. She began to dream bigger dreams. At age 19, she was hired by a local radio station, making her one of the youngest news anchors in her state. Soon, she moved into television, but it was not easy. At one job, she was fired because her bosses said she was too emotional when delivering the news. They thought her style didn't fit the serious tone of television journalism. Many people would have been crushed by that rejection. But Oprah turned it into redirection. She realized something important. Her strength was not in reading the news, but in connecting with people. And so she stepped into what would later become her life's purpose. She became a talk show host. In front of the camera, she was not just a reporter, she was Oprah. She listened to people's stories. She cried with them, laughed with them, encouraged them. viewers felt that she was real, authentic, and full of heart. Her big break came in 1984 when she moved to Chicago to host a morning show called AM Chicago. At first, it was not popular, but within months, Oprah's warmth and unique style transformed it into the highest-rated talk show in the city. The show was later renamed The Oprah Winfrey Show, and the rest is history. For 25 years, Oprah's show became the most-watched talk show in the world. Millions of people tuned in every day. She interviewed celebrities, world leaders, and everyday people with extraordinary stories. She covered topics like health, family, relationships, spirituality, and success. But what made her show special was not the guests. It was Oprah herself. She had the ability to make anyone feel seen, heard, and valued. She asked the questions others were afraid to ask. She gave people hope when they had none. But Oprah was not only a talk show host. She became a powerful businesswoman. She founded her own production company, Harpo Productions. She built a media empire that included magazines, television networks, and later, the Oprah Winfrey Network. She became the first African-American woman billionaire in history. Now, let us pause here. Think about this. A girl born into poverty, teased for wearing potato sacks, abused, rejected, and told she was not good enough. That girl became one of the most powerful women in the world. If Oprah's story teaches us anything, it is that your past does not define your future. But her journey was not just about money or fame. Oprah used her platform for good. She donated millions to education, opened schools in Africa, and supported countless charities. She believed deeply in the power of giving. In fact, she once said, "To move forward, you have to give back." So, what can we learn from Oprah Winfrey's life? Let us reflect together. First, your beginnings do not limit your endings. You may start in poverty, in pain, in rejection, but your start does not have to be your finish. Like Oprah, you can rise higher. Second, rejection is not the end. Oprah was fired, told she was not good enough. But that rejection led her to find her true calling. Sometimes life closes one door, so you can walk through another. Third, authenticity is power. Oprah's success came from being herself. She did not pretend to be cold or distant like other hosts. She was real, and people connected to that. In your own life, remember, being yourself is your greatest strength. Fourth, education changes everything. Oprah's father insisted she read, study, and learn. That foundation gave her the tools to succeed. Never underestimate the power of learning. It can take you anywhere. Fifth, giving makes life meaningful. Oprah became rich and famous, but what she valued most was giving back. True success is not just about what you achieve, but about how you help others. My friend, as you listen to Oprah's story, I want you to ask yourself, what pain have you faced? What rejection have you experienced? What limits do you believe are holding you back? And now ask yourself, what if those very struggles are shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you ever imagined? Oprah once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." That is the essence of her story. She did not let her wounds destroy her. She turned them into lessons, into strength, into wisdom that she shared with the world. Today, as you learn English through this story, let Oprah remind you, you are not a prisoner of your past. You are the author of your future. You may have scars, but those scars can become stars that guide you forward. So let this story encourage you. Speak your truth. Embrace your journey. Keep learning. And never, ever believe that your beginnings decide your destiny. Because, just like Oprah Winfrey. You too have the power to rise, to shine, and to change the world. This is the Gentle English Podcast. Thank you for listening. Keep learning, keep believing, and keep becoming who you are meant to be.